How has the startup ecosystem changed during the pandemic?
Look, the pandemic is really reshaping everything in life. It's not only about startups, you know, it's the way we are functioning, the way we are living, the way we are working, the way we are entertaining. And it's a major change. I think that the world will be up to the pandemic and from here on. It's not that it will take a year or 2 years and they will come with a vaccine and then things will come back to where they've been. No, it will be a totally new paradigm. And among the changes, one of the many sectors which will be affected is the startup sector. To try to count where the changes are going to be, it's going to be from the way how startups are functioning, you know, with much more work from home, like in big companies, to the way you recruit people, to the way you recruit talent. Mm-hmm. I think also the tendency to take risk will go a little bit down because people are now at least looking for security, but the world will continue to work. I don't think that the startup sector is the one which will have the major changes. I think we should be concerned on totally different things, like, for instance, the weaker elements the most. And this is where the pandemic is really doing a major.
Okay, 1 second. Waiting for a connection.
Elena, you know what is the most common sentence in 2020?
What?
Do you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Yes, amazing, Yossi. Yes, you're quite right. I agree with you for 100%. Gadi с нами? Gadi, you with us? Do we have Gadi with us?
Yeah,
I am here.
But I don't hear him.
I hear you. Do you hear me?
Yes, we do. Hello.
You should get closer to the computer. We will hear you better.
Okay. Is it better? So, I see that Gadi has joined us. So, Gadi, we're giving the floor to you. We just started to ask Yossi with some questions, but I think you can continue with the questions that you have. So, I'm passing the word to you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Yossi, for joining to our online conference. So a few words about Yossi to our audience. So Yossi is one of the godfathers of Israeli startup ecosystem, founder of DLD, first that has invested in more than startups for different industries and verticals. So Yossi is very active and very deeply involved in ecosystem for a long time, from almost the beginning. So I have a first question that will be general and same for it will be.
I'm sorry for interrupting you, Gadi, but we have already discussed this question, so maybe you can jump to another one.
No problem. No. So, as one of the person of our ecosystem and public and active, as a founder of the DLD, isn't hard to all people more, and we know you have already made not a few online like ours today. Will the world with the virtual event stay forever, and how will look the event world and the events in general after COVID?
Okay, I heard your question with some interruptions. I will try to answer it. I hope I will meet your question. I think when you are talking about the virtual experience, it's relate not only to conferences, you know, it relates to the way how people communicate with other people. As you may know, I started to deal with virtual communication in 1996 when we created the ICQ, which was the first internet-wide instant messenger. And at that time, we learned about the difference between the virtual world and the real world. And the virtual world and the real world, each one of them has their own virtue, their own parameters, their own advantages, and their own disadvantages. One thing that we learned, that you cannot take the real world experience and copy it into the screen. It doesn't work. Much like that you cannot take the screen experience and copy it to the real world. You know, we always say function follow form. You have the form, you have to form, and then you have to see how to maximize the experience over this format. The main challenge, which as time goes by, humanity is able to crack it better and better. The main challenge is how to create this comfortable feeling of togetherness on the screen. Because you know that when you are in company of other people that you like and you feel comfortable, you have this very, very soothing feeling. In the beginning, when we started to do chat rooms, etc., it was hard to copy it, but it fulfilled things like chat rooms and instant messengers, and later on Skype and Zoom are the way to create this feeling of togetherness. And this explains also the huge popularity of this kind of applications. You know, when we released ICQ, for 7 years, for 7 consecutive years, it was the most downloaded software on download.com. And we were amazed, you know, that we didn't do any marketing, nothing, and people just came, like 100,000 people every day, and then it grew and downloaded it without effort. And we try to understand why they are doing it. And we came to the conclusion that two hormones are being secreted in the brain when you are in some kind of being together with your friends, even on the virtual screen. One is dopamine, and the other one is this hormone which is being secreted when you are together with, when mother is with her baby or friends are together. The current situation when we had the need to do conferences online, the main challenge is how to crack how to provide this feeling of togetherness. And in my events, which I'm now doing quite a bit of them, you know, last year I was involved in creating 42 international events. And I thought that this was a record, but in the last 2 weeks, I was involved in creating 7 different online events. So it seems that the demand is there. And the key is how to provide this interpersonal relation, how to move away from the paradigm of aquarium that you just look at the speakers, and to create the ability for people to communicate among themselves or to see other people. Zoom was one of the platforms which was able to crack it in the best way with a tile paradigm. And we are seeing more and more applications in the last month coming up with similar things. So I think we are now just in the beginning of exploring how to create virtual meeting places that will provide the people. Creating an experience is not an easy task. It takes time. You need to accumulate experience. You have to make changes. You have to make tests, etc. And again, I mentioned instant messaging. You know, it's now 24 years since we released the instant messenger, and you still see new paradigms coming out, and you have today really amazing instant messages like WeChat and other. And I think the same is true in the space of virtual conferences. What we see now, it's just the rudimentary, the beginning of the paradigm. You come in 5 years and you will see a much better experience. I hope this answers your question, but I'm not sure.
Yes, definitely.
By the way, Gadi, I must say one thing, speaking about conferences, that you always, and your company always surprised us with the huge turnout you made for DLD. Every year you brought, I don't know, like 300 people, and I'm talking physical, you know, coming to Israel to attend the event. This was really amazing, and it was important for the tourism business. And I hope, maybe the last word I will say, number one, I hope to see you next year with a big delegation again. And I think that from now on, when people will meet again face to face, and they will meet the yearn, you know, the need, the desire to meet people face to face will not go away. But from now on, we will see a hybrid events. There will be a component which is online, but there will be also a component which is offline, which will be offered to the people which cannot come and join the event. I feel it, I see it, you know, I see how many thousands of people are coming for just a talk of two interesting people. You know, I had a talk with Scott Galloway. We had 2,000 people coming just to hear the talk, which is quite amazing, and really the opportunities are big.
Thank you very much.